Hello and welcome to our yin session. So we're going to stay on our back for the whole of the session. So let's get into Shavasana. So lying on our back and just allowing a little bit of space between the heels and allowing the toes to drop out, turning the palms of the hands up. So that just opens the chest just a little bit. Give yourself a little bit of movement so that you can settle down. Taking some really nice deep breaths and just gently closing the eyes. And then bring your awareness to your breath. So notice how it feels to breathe in and to breathe out. Notice where you can feel the breath in the body. So maybe you can feel the chest just expanding or the breath coming deep down into the body. When we exhale, everything softens and just returns back. When we inhale, we feel an expansion. And when we exhale, we drop back down again. So we're trying just to bring our awareness to the sensations that are happening in the body and also the breath. This enables us to remain anchored in the present as much as possible. Your mind will start to wander and you will go off onto these little trails, but see if you can bring that awareness back when you become aware that you've wandered off. And it is perfectly natural to have to keep pulling back into your center, back into this moment of awareness. So, our yin practice is a lot more passive than the other yang practices like the vinyasa or the hatha. And it's passive where we just allow things to be and we just accept. And we're also going to be working deep into the connective tissue, into the joints, into the bones. So we're still doing lots of internal work, both in the mind and in the body. So let's just have 3 more really deep breaths here. And we're just trying to turn up the awareness of how the body feels. What can we feel as we're lying here? So maybe we can feel the temperature of the air on our skin. We can notice how the body feels on the mat. So as different body parts will be pressing into the mat, other body parts will be gently lifted, maybe like the lower back. Excellent. So we're just going to take that right knee in. Let's lift up the left knee just a little bit. I'm just bringing the hands just below the knee. keeping the neck long so we can pull in on the chin, pull the chin down. So we're pulling on the right knee, and then maybe we can stretch out that left leg. That might not be available because it can deeply stretch the hip flexors on the left side. So keep that knee bent. Just do whatever feels comfortable. So let's bring the awareness to the shoulders. Just soften around the shoulders. So what kind of sensations should we be feeling in the hip? So the more we pull on that knee, the more we're inviting the yang part of our practice in. What we can do is just soften through the arms, soften through that hip and the knee. Still going to be working deep into the hip. Close the eyes if it's comfortable. Just try and keep the gaze nice and soft. So you're really turning the gaze inward and just noticing how you feel. And there could be a little bit of movement as you start to relax. Movement through the hip, it might start to release. The knee could open slightly to the right, and that's fine. You might notice that you're holding on to body parts, so you might be clenching your jaw. So releasing space between the teeth, dropping any expressions on the face. And taking a nice deep breath here. We're just going to release the hands, drop the sole of the foot down, and then open the knee towards the right. So if you've not got that left leg straight, see what it feels like to straighten that left leg. And you might just want to bring the sole of the right foot in towards the thigh. Resting the hands wherever's comfortable on the tummy, down by the side again. So pulling the knee in compresses the hip. And this one's an opening, so there should be a difference in the sensation. This might be a little bit challenging. You could feel quite vulnerable. Might be difficult to just allow that hip just to release. And we're never looking for pain or pinching in our practice, but we can be looking for positions that start to feel uncomfortable. And it's about how can we sit through this? How can we breathe through this? And just 10 more seconds. So we have had that hip open for quite a while. So let's be really gentle. Let's bring the hand on the outside of that knee and allow the hand to bring that knee back up. Let's just keep that knee bent. We're going to bring the left knee up and we're just going to swap over. So the left knee comes in. We're just going to grab hold of the top of the shin and maybe we stretch that right leg out. You don't have to. Find that place where you'd like to work. So for some people, stretching that leg out, particularly because of the work we've already done, isn't isn't the right place. So you can just soften that knee, keep the knee bent. So automatically here we're pulling in, we're using the arms. See if we can just soften through the arms and allow the weight of the hands to pull into the knee, which pulls into the hip. And that's where we're going to work. So just notice your breath. Can you go a little bit deeper, longer with the inhales and exhales? This longer, slower breath will just allow the body to relax deeper because you're telling the body that it's safe. Let's take a really nice deep breath in, and when we exhale, we're going to release. We might need to just lift that right knee up just a little bit. Slowly dropping the sole of the left foot down, seeing how that left hip feels, and then straightening out the right leg and opening the left knee, and just heel toeing, bringing that sole of the foot in and allowing that hip to open on this side. So this side might feel different. We're not usually symmetrical in our body. Take some really nice deep breaths and slowly exhale. And you might notice a change in your body, change in release when you take these really nice deep breaths. It's almost as if you're giving yourself permission to release even further. Just notice how you feel right now. And allow that sensation just to be released. Just doing as little as possible, both in the mind as well as physically. So we're going to have one more deep breath in, exhale to release, and let's bring that left hand underneath and let the left arm do all the work. And let's just pull both knees in and gently just move from side to side. So it's always nice to have a little counter stretch. You draw some circles with your knees. A figure eight can be nice, swapping sides. So coming to recovery now. So dropping both soles of the feet down, taking the feet a little bit wider, maybe they come onto the edge of the mat, and just allowing the knees to drop in. Turn the palms of the hands up, or you can rest your hands on your tummy. So this pose is not putting too much pressure on the body. We're allowing the hips just to turn inward and just recover. We're going to do a little bit more work on the hips shortly. So just allow this to be almost like a physical cleanser. So you can focus on the mind, allowing some space in between the thoughts. Excellent. So we're working on the right hip again. So let's bring the feet back underneath the knees. And we're going to keep the left knee bent. We're going to bring the sole of the foot up, and we're going to grab the foot either on the outside or the inside, coming into half happy baby. So keeping the head back on the mat. And again, we can stretch out that left leg as much as you want to. So quite a challenging pose, this one. We're working again to compress, but a little bit deeper the hip. We've got a little bit of work going on in the arm. So I find this one quite challenging to hold. I like the poses where you can just completely switch off. This one, it feels like there's quite a lot of work going on. You're doing really well. These sort of poses are very good for building flexibility and mobility into the hips. And the connective tissue that are all around the joints, they need this kind of pressure, this stress for holding for time. That's how they like to be kind of invigorated. This is why we hold these poses for longer. And we're going to hold for 3 more breaths. So your arm might be feeling some weird sensations, feeling a little bit tired. Maybe there's some burning, gentle burning sensations. So before we release this right leg, let's draw the left leg up if you've outstretched it, and then we're just going to release the hand. How nice does it feel to drop the arm down and bring that right sole of the foot down? Maybe you want to stretch that leg out, that would feel nice. And then going in for the left side, happy baby, half happy baby on this side. So bring that knee in towards the body, gently pulling down with the hand on the foot, doing whatever you feel like with that right leg. And as we turn up the awareness of what's going on in the body, we can start to decide how the sensations change as we're holding. So they might oscillate, so they might move in, move out, getting stronger and then softening off, or they might just go hard into feeling really strong, almost impossible to hold, or it might soften off, taper off. So many different sensations going on, and you could feel like two opposite sensations. Well done. Let's just have 3 more breaths here. And slowly release, bringing that right knee up first of all. And if we need to, we can stretch out that left leg, give the foot a little bit of movement, maybe just wiggling the arm. And then coming into recline butterfly. So we did separate sides before, now we're going in for both sides. Bring the soles of the feet together. And what we can do here is we can introduce an opening through the chest. So bring your arms above the head, keep the elbows bent so you're almost mirroring the shape of your legs with your arms. And you might just need to check in with the face, get rid of any tension in the jaw, around the eyebrows, the forehead, the cheeks. Great work. 3 more breaths here. And let's draw the arms overhead if you've extended them and bring the hands to either side of the legs, gently bringing the knees up. Let's bring the knees back in again. And just having a little bit of movement just to stretch out that lower back and the hips. And then taking a nice deep breath in and releasing back into your Shavasana. So just take some space between the heels, allowing the feet to drop open. Taking a nice deep breath in and exhale to soften. So allow the body to become really heavy. So Shavasana is a little bit different than the yin poses. We're supposed to switch everything off. So no awareness of everything, which is almost impossible. So you can just focus on deeply relaxing with each exhale. So just bringing some awareness back into the body. Let's have 3 deep breaths. And going for a big stretch. Take the arms overhead. Deep breath in. Releasing. And as you're bringing the arms back over, let's bend the knees and just tilt on to one side. A couple of breaths here. And then just pushing up, and we'll just finish in a seated position. So it doesn't have to be cross-legged, but one where your back's nice and straight. And just bring the hands together, drop the chin down, close the eyes. And just allowing the body to feel really grounded now after practice. We've done lots of work opening the hips. So just take it easy coming out of your practice, but have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for joining me. Namaste. Thank you very much. See you later.